you come right here, you see that 7-Eleven right there is where pretty much the most hated live streamer in the world made one of the worst decisions of his life by decided to getting belligerently drunk, throwing noodles around, and then cussing out an elderly store employee.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo.
This basically kickstarted his downfall here in Korea because it was after that incident that things started to crumble together for him.
And this caused a ripple effect that put enough negative attention on his behavior that he got the attention of the Korean government. And now with all the official charges placed on him, he's now facing over a decade in Korean prison. So today, we're gonna head over to his trial. So over the past few years, this streamer has built a small career off of going to countries that have a reputation of being extremely polite, taking advantage of this and harassing people for his own content. And
Yes, and he is an American, unfortunately. And representing us in a bad light everywhere as far as a country goes. I mean, we have a lot of bad apples here anyway, but we don't need more.
And not too long after he started doing this, he ended up in jail in Japan for a little bit over 3 months while he was awaiting his trial. Eventually, he only ended up receiving a fine and a slap on the wrist, and he chose to double down on the style of content. So, he then went to Israel, but unfortunately for him, he was attacked multiple times, had a lot of interactions with the police, and ended up fleeing the country before something happened to him. This is where he decided to go to Korea.
Dude, Israel, they would have murdered him in Israel if he would have kept staying over there.
And try this format that he did in Japan over here. And unfortunately, he did this for a while until he flew just a little bit too close to the sun.
So essentially, he was streaming exactly from right here.
And obviously, that upset a lot of people, including the Korean government. And naturally, he is his own worst enemy because he films and live streams everything that he does. So all the Korean officials have to do is just sit and go through all of his live streams, which they all have saved, and essentially say, oh, well, you did this, you did this, you did this. We can charge you for this, this, and this. And when those charges can drop, that can be whenever. In theory, they can just...
What does Bruce Rivers say? Stop self-snitching. He pretty much self-snitched himself by live streaming it.
Keep on opening more and more cases against him based on his past content. And under no circumstances can Johnny leave the country until all of his cases are finished, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. But for some...
My question is he like this 24/7? Or is he just like this because he wants to get clout online? You know what I mean? Like, what would if he has family, what would they say about him? Would they agree that he's a douche? Or would they be like, no, that's the way he is all the time. He's a terrible human being. I wonder.
Reason, up until now, Johnny thought he was going to get away easily. But as you can see, I flew out to Korea to go to the trial and report right back to you guys exactly how things went down.
That's pretty cool that he actually went.
So it's now a couple days before the trial, and he's now been hit with yet another charge of obstruction of business. Dude is essentially collecting charges like he's Thanos collecting Infinity Stones. Now he's sitting there with a grand total of about 2 charges for obstruction of business and 2 misdemeanor charges.
The most ironic thing about all this is I feel like I'm actually taking Johnny's trial more seriously than...
That's crazy how like capitalistic South Korea is, where like you can't obstruct business. Like that's a crime. I mean, I wonder if that's a crime here in the U.S. Let's find out. Is it a crime to obstruct businesses in California? Yes, under California Penal Code 602.1, international intentionally interfering with or obstructing a public business establishment by obstructing or intimidating those attempting to carry on business is a crime punishable as a misdemeanor for up to 90 days in jail or a fine up to $400. Okay, so my question here now is, does this apply to street vendors that are carrying out their business in the street? Because I've seen so many um so many people that are, pretty much racist and don't want street vendors because they're, you know, not necessarily Mexican, but because, they're from a Latin origin, and they harass them, destroy their stuff and everything, but yet they don't charge them with anything, and and it's, filmed on to top on top of that, and I don't see any punishment to these individuals that do these things. But I guess in Korea it is very possible.
Him when it's his freedom that's on the line. I dragged my jet lagged self out to the trial 2 hours before it started because I wanted to be there at a minimum an hour early so I could guarantee myself a seat in the Saal. Saal is Norwegian.
Seoul.
To guarantee myself a seat in the courtroom. But this dude decided to go live drunk at 3 in the morning and live stream for like 3 hours.
What a fool.
When he had to be in the court by like 8:50. And here, in his own fashion, he started trash talking the Korean government and accidentally leaked that he had more charges coming his way.
National Intelligence Security Charge. National Intelligence Security Charge. Does anybody know what the that means? They say the National Intelligence Service is gonna come get me. Tell them come find me. I ain't scared of them.
How is this guy?
Well, things are not going to be going good for this guy.
They writing this in language.
And this is where things get interesting because it shows how the prosecutors are playing against him. Because this is a way more serious charge and it's a completely separate case.
Whoa.
Meaning, if he pleads guilty to the smaller charges, they can then charge him in this case as a repeat offender, meaning they'll be going way harder on him with the sentencing. So keep that in mind for later. But apparently he just doesn't care because he just announced that no matter what, he's just gonna stream and make money even though he legally cannot.
I don't give a. These gonna lock me in the country. I'm gonna make bread. If these lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. I don't give a. I don't give a. Send that to the prosecutor. My live stream donators, they gonna get it rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Snitch.
Nobody feel bad for you, dude. It's just that they want to see your demise and they just keep feeding you.
Johnny Somali is making money.
They give him money because they want him to do the stupid shit that he does. And in the end, it's gonna get him even more and more shit, give him more years in prison. What, for like $2, $3 donation?
Yeah, don't lock me in the country, Korean corrupt ass government. If the government don't want me to work, I'm not working. I'm streaming. Two different things. I could be in Home Depot or selling my. That's working. Shut the up.
All of this is just so incredibly burden to other. Be patient. And clearly, he doesn't care about anyone except for himself, and he will just do anything to make money. And he's admitted that himself.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it, bro. Like, you're gonna come up to me, bro. Why are you being other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money. Like, for clout. I've said it many times.
But if he cared so much about
So yeah, like I said, my question is he gonna be doing that with when he's not streaming, or is he just handicapped mentally?
himself. I'm surprised he did this before showing up to court. Because wouldn't he want freedom? Because on his stream, knowing he had court in just a few hours, he drank until he vomited all over the place.
I'm giving y'all the first viral moment tonight.
Can't show this part. So apparently he went to court and he showed up late. They gave him new charges for wearing the MAGA hat. And apparently this is how it looked. Witness, interpreter, judge, prosecution.
A white suit. And then obviously in the middle there, you had the interpreters, because there was no witnesses that was called to this case yet. Hearings begin. 10:09, Ramzi Khalid Ismail is called to the stand. His lawyer informs the judge that he is attempting to contact him. The entire court waits. The judge appears mildly irritated. 10:11, delay confirmed. The lawyer finally makes contact with Ramzi and informs the court that he will arrive 15 minutes late. At 11, Johnny Somali is absent. Johnny has still not appeared in court. Given that he was drinking all night, it is possible that he is still intoxicated. His lawyer appears to be attempting to sober him up. 11:09, Ramzi arrives. The courtroom informed Ramzi that he is on his way up the stairs. The judge and prosecution appeared mildly irritated. 11:11, Ramzi enters the courtroom looking very rough. He is wearing an ill-fitted gray suit that is
too large for him in the red MAGA cap. As he enters, he smirks to Atozi and me. Then he notices Legal Mindset, who is slightly in his blind spot. Seeing Legal Mindset, he grins foolishly and sticks his tongue out at him. Hank follows closely behind. In an attempt to appear confident, Ramzi fails to follow courtroom protocol. He is told to remove his hat, which he does. However, while smirking at Legal Mindset, he absent-mindedly puts it back on. The court officer immediately instructs him to remove it again. He then attempts to sit in the interpreter seat and is told to move. A brief moment of confusion, he finds his lawyer and sits beside him. He once again glances at Legal Mindset, smirks, and sticks out his tongue. The judge and the prosecution observe everything. In the audience, two female journalists sit directly in front of us, while a male journalist sits in the left-hand side of the courtroom, all of them rapidly taking notes on their laptops. 11:12, Ramzi stands for the judge. Ramzi is instructed to stand for the judge. His demeanor is disrespectful and irreverent. The judge asks for his occupation, to which he falsely claims to be a student. The judge raised an eyebrow but does not otherwise react. When asked to confirm his address, Ramzi suddenly adopts a confused and helpless foreigner persona. He pretends to not know his address because he does not speak Korean. The judge informs him that he may speak in English and simply state the numbers. It is evident that the judge understands and likely speaks English. Wow. The judge asks him for his nationality, which he promptly responds, United States of America. Ramzi stands sloppily in his oversized suit, hands in his pockets, while speaking to the judge. 11:15, judge issues a warning. The judge warns Ramzi that failure to attend future hearings could result in a harsh sentence in his absence. Charges read by prosecution. Prosecution reads 3 charges against Ramzi. So, what else? Disruption of business. Ramzi entered 7-Eleven, began drinking alcohol, which is illegal in Korea. When the elderly shop owner asked him to stop, he became verbally abusive. He threw a ramen inside the store and continued drinking anyway. He played loud music, danced drunkenly, and harassed customers as they entered. His actions caused financial harm to the business, emotional distress to the owner. At this moment, Ramzi suddenly loses his smile. The prosecutor's language mirrors the strict legal vocabulary used in the previous drug dealer's case, emphasizing the social damage Ramzi's actions have caused. Public harassment. With a rotting fish, Ramzi carried a rotting fish in a plastic bag and harassed people. When passengers asked him to remove the fish from the bus, he ignored them. He randomly approached pedestrians with a rotting fish, disturbing social order and making people unsafe. Upon hearing about the rotting fish, the judge slightly tilts his head and reviews the charges, seemingly in disbelief. However, he remains stone-faced and does not comment. And then lewd conduct on public transport. Ramsey was accused of sexually suggestive dancing and playing loud music on the bus and train. He was specifically accused of twerking, which is considered deviant and sexual in Korea. What? Really? Unexpected fourth charge. The judge asked Ramsey if he has received a letter from the fourth charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appear confused. It seems that neither of them were aware of the additional charge. The lawyer receives the new charge and reviews it. The judge then asks the defense how they wish to plead. Ramsey's lawyer states that he pleads guilty to all charges except for the new charge, which they have not yet reviewed. The judge that he pleads guilty to all charges. Oh. The judge asks how much time the defense requires. The lawyer requests 3 weeks to review the new charge. The judge grants the request, and the hearing for the fourth charge is scheduled April 9th, 2025. Ramsey no longer smiles and appears concerned. Shoot. Judge's final warning. The judge sternly warns Ramsey that not to be late for the next hearing. The judge looks mildly annoyed, which in Korean culture indicates that he is actually very annoyed. 11:22. I don't know who perceives that, but who denotes that? That's Korean culture. I don't know. Courtroom adjourns. We stand and exit the room, leaving Ramsey behind. After the hearing, a journalist asked Ramsey why he wore the MAGA cap and kept putting it back on. Ramsey responds, "Because I can do whatever I want. Korea is a vassal state of America." Wow. He's screwed.
99% of the stuff that we've been covering him doing. But after the trial, we went and had lunch and discussed the trial.
First trial case for him. Very fascinating. Apparently he pled guilty to the first set of charges, and he now has another court date and a separate trial, or a separate case. Can you do a quick run through about the fish thing? Or so what happened?
So basically he got on the public transport with a rotten fish.
Yeah, I'm aware of the story, but what did the judge say about all that?
They indicted him for it because it's disturbance of business, and the public transport here is technically a private company. Like, it's half government owned, but it's still a private company. So it's still obstruction of business, and he was harassing people with the fish randomly in the street for no reason. They said specifically he was approaching people for no reason and harassing them with a rotten fish.
Okay.
So it goes into harassment and also the obstruction of business. Yeah. Because it made public transport, people felt unsafe, they said.
So that counted as an obstruction of business as well, not only just minor charges? That was a minor charges or a misdemeanor. Okay, yeah.
Like harassment.
Yeah. And then the second minor charges was him on the subway twerking.
Subway twerking, playing loud music. Playing loud music and just disrupting people, making them feel unsafe on public transport.
What did the judge say or react to any of it? Did he give anything?
And not caring about his case on a live stream. After all that,
They're claiming that I came in and I was blindsided by the fact that I had a new charge and was sitting in the wrong place and was nervous. This was a breeze, and the only reason I'm ready to start going live again, because honestly I have no fear. That's really, these people are clout chasing off my name so badly, because these from Pakistan saying I arrived late and hungover. Okay, they're not lying about that part. I'll give you that. I was late to the court by an hour. I was hungover. I'm gonna be honest about that. But it wasn't really that big of a deal. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I showed up drunk. I showed up happy. But they got me for spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a stinky fish. They got me for some, bro. You can't go to jail for that in any country. I know for a fact I'm not gonna go to jail. Not one day in jail, but I have the footage of me and Hank leaving the court laughing our asses off. Bro, we're not taking this serious.
dude, do you not care about your freedom anymore? I mean, unfortunately for him, this was likely his last conversation with his lawyer.
We got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
Except he's using a public defender. So, I mean, you get what you pay for. He's not paying them anything. And this charge, which is way more serious, is apparently the creation and distribution of the deepfake video of himself making out with another Korean female streamer, which is a massive charge in Korea because that.
Oh, wow. That one. That's bad. That is bad. That means that he's going to be doing, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 years.
That's extremely illegal. And from that charge alone, if he's unlucky enough, that could be another decade in prison. And I mean, just by looking at how he's treating this case, it's not like he's playing his cards right to get any sympathy from the judge. I'm in disbelief, honestly. Why would you willingly just absolutely destroy your life and freedom to live stream for like 40 people? But as we mentioned earlier, there was another journalist who was there who asked him the question where he said that he was wearing the MAGA hat because Korea is a vassal state of America. That's his words, absolutely not mine. And he's saying this right after the US announced they were looking into dropping tariffs on South Korea. So again, optics-wise, that is a terrible decision to make. I guess his Hail Mary is he's thinking Trump's gonna come save him because he's wearing that hat. Wake up call. That's not gonna happen, buddy.
That's what he did to the Tate brothers, though. Possibly. May get his wish. May get what he wants. Anyways, that's the Johnny Somali case. Another one I wanted to watch was the Lori Vallow. Not necessarily documentary, but what is it? Where is it? Lori. Might have to search for it. Lori Vallow. No. Ba 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 bum. Lori Daybell Vallow. I don't care about this. Ba-bum. Where is it? What the heck?
Two cult leaders preparing for the Armageddon, and a string of suspicious deaths leading up to their arrests. This is the final chapter of Lori Daybell's story. Murderer, mother, and brainwashed cult leader.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? Listen, just tell people what's happening. There's people around the country praying for your children, praying for you guys. Why don't you give us answers?
That's great.
That's great.
Being a good mom is very important to me, and a good wife, and a good worker, and being all those things together is not easy. So I'm basically a ticking time bomb.
She's lost her mind. I don't know how to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a god, and remember the 144,000. Jesus is coming next year.
So what makes her a danger to herself and to others?
Threatened me, murder me, kill me.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes.
Whoa. I want to watch this, but I have a feeling that these guys have audio that is not safe. Da 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 da. I need to find it.
At Fence Factory, we've been your one-stop shop for all your fencing needs for over 50 years.
To her family, but something changed.
Lori, where are your kids? How come you're not telling anybody where your kids are?
Now charged with murdering her own children.
Murdering her own children. Not only that, but she murdered her husband. Well, her brother did.
Shortly after Alex, Lori and her children arrive in town. After just 1 week, Tylee disappears. 2 weeks later, JJ vanishes. And in this new town, nobody seems to notice. Well, almost nobody. But we'll get to that in a moment. Meantime, Lori has a new love interest, a man named Chad Daybell.
He is an author of what's called doomsday books, and he claims to be some sort of visionary, that he has seen and spoken to Jesus Christ about the second coming of Jesus Christ, and Lori kind of attracts to that.
But there's one problem with Chad.
He's coming back.
He's married, until another strange thing happens. On October 19th, Chad's wife, Tammy Daybell, passes away in her sleep.
There was a number of issues that just didn't look right.
2 weeks later, with Lori's husband out of the picture and Chad's wife gone, Chad and Lori are married, but their troubles are just beginning.
All we want is to know where those kids are. That's it.
Larry and Kay Woodcock had been trying to get a hold of Tylee and JJ for a month. They are JJ's biological grandparents, and Kay is Charles Vallow's sister. She was suspicious about what happened to Charles, and now they suspect something is wrong in Rexburg.
She was a good mama. She was a great mama. But about 2.5, 3 years ago, I saw a change in her, and I told Kay. I said, there's something going on.
And she became a monster, just a monster.
Do you wonder what changed and why she ended up doing what she did?
Why is the question on all of these issues about every aspect.
Why is the sky blue? Why is the water blue? I mean, who asks these questions?
To this case, it's just so baffling. Yeah.
Rich Robertson is a private investigator who Kay and Larry hired to find the children. And as a result, he learned a lot about Lori and Chad and their bizarre behavior.
Would you categorize or characterize what they were doing as being cult-like?
I'm not sure I see this as a cult. It may have been a cult that was forming, but it wasn't a...
I don't think it's a cult. I think, honestly, she wanted to move on. I think she wanted to find herself a new boo thing. And I think this is the way of her handling it. Is by making everybody disappear and going over to her new boo thing. And she is really psychotic and thinks the second coming of you know who is coming. I don't know.
A very big following. And unlike the kind of cult that people think of, most of the time they didn't have a compound, they didn't have a large group of people that were separating themselves from society and controlling their thoughts and beliefs. I mean, all these kinds of things that you typically think of when you think of a cult weren't quite there.
But for now, Rich Robertson's main focus is finding those kids.
So we started looking for the kids and didn't see them. And
That's weird. That's weird. I wonder if that's real. Sorry, tangent. ADHD alert. Is it illegal to wash your car in a public road? Oh, okay. In Valencia, Santa Clarita, washing a car on a public road is likely illegal as it could lead to pollutants entering the storm water system, which is a violation. Here's detailed explanation. California law. In California, you generally cannot wash your vehicle on the street or park it for the purpose of washing. Pollutant prevention. Washing a car on a street or driveway can cause soap, dirt, and other pollutants to wash into the storm drains, potentially contaminating nearby waterways such as rivers, streams, and lakes. San Diego prohibits allowing pollutants to enter the storm water conveyance system, which can result in fines. Better alternatives. Commercial car wash. Consider washing your car in a commercial car wash where water is collected and treated. Home washing. If you choose to wash your car at home, do it in a permeable surface like grass or gravel, and to allow the water to absorb. Ensure wash water doesn't reach the street. What? What the heck? I didn't even know that. Wow. Mm. Man, like, I mean, I guess, if you use some soaps that are okay, like avoid using like extremely harsh chemicals. I mean, we use what do you call it? Like surfactants at home, to clean everything, our clothes, our dishes, and it goes off into the drain. Obviously it gets treated, but it's like it's still going almost to the same place, right? Am I right? I don't know. Let's ask that. Is the storm drains connected to oh connected to the sewer line? Oh, no, in most modern cities, storm drains and sewer lines are in separate systems, not connected. With storm drains carrying rain runoff and sewer lines carrying wastewater for treatment. Let me see this. Give me this illustration here. Learning over here. Learning. Give me this picture. Community news. What? I'll be damned. I guess there are two pipes. Here we go. So we got a little house. Has the cross-connected foundation for drain. Uncapped clean out. I have a cap clean out. Root intrusion into lateral. Blah blah blah. So yeah, it's connected to the sewer system. Storm cross connection. So okay. Deteriorating manhole. Storm cross connection. Storm cross connection. Crack pipe, sanitary sewer, manhole, cratch basin. Okay. sanitary sewer lateral. Okay. Sewage treatment, sewage outfall. Okay. Wow. I guess learn something new every day. I thought we were all connected to the same thing. Thought the sewer was the same as the sanitation one. The storm drain was connected to the sewer. Well, I guess I'm done. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey! Sewer, storm sewer. Inlet, storm drain, storm drain. Armin! Alright. Learn something new every day. Anyways, back to David.
At that point is when Kay Woodcock contacted the Rexburg police and asked for a welfare check. And it was that welfare check that changed everything.
Lori, I'm Lieutenant Ball, Police Department. How are you? You got a minute? So JJ would be where?
He's in Arizona.
Who's he with in Arizona?
He's with one of my friends in Arizona.
This is audio from that encounter.
We moved up here in September. My daughter to go to BYUI.
Your daughter goes to BYUI?
Yeah.
Does she live here?
Mm-hmm.
We had two detectives over here trying to...
Looking for you a little while ago.
Oh, because I was at the store.
And they ran into probably one of your brothers in
My
the back
brother
here.
and his friend, probably.
Oh,
They've
who's
been
that?
moving. Chad.
Chad from around here?
Mm-hmm.
Chad, the D-A-Y-B-E-L-O? Did his wife pass away recently?
3 statements, 3 lies. JJ is not in Arizona with a friend. Tylee is not attending BYU Idaho. Both kids have been missing for weeks. And Lori tells police Chad Daybell is her brother's friend. At this point, she's already married to him.
The whole thing blew up at the point when Lori Vallow lied to the Rexburg police that day.
But when the police return to Lori's apartment, she's gone. At this point, Rexburg police go public about JJ and Tylee.
They're good kids. They don't deserve this.
But now's death and the missing kids.
What is your emergency?
I have a older male here named Alex. He just passed out here on my bathroom.
Alex abruptly collapses at his home in Gilbert and dies in December.
Alex has always been this kind of mystery to me. My overarching question on all of this is why? And why Alex? Why was Alex so involved in protecting Lori to the extent he did, to the point of committing crimes?
We have 2 missing children and a growing number of dead adults, all of them tied to Lori Vallow. Now she and her new husband have split town.
Coming up next.
That's crazy.
It's hard to stay out of sight for long, and the press, the police, and the growing public obsession catch up with them.
If every time you see an ad, you just wanna...
Shut up, Pi.
Joining me now at the table, Senior Advisor to Bernie Sanders, Faz Shakir, my partner, my friend from the weekend, Simone Sanders-Towson. You saw that big smile on my face? Yes, she paid me for that. And former Senior Advisor to House Speakers Paul Ryan and John Boehner, Brendan Buck. Of the political dynamics married up with the opportunistic ones, that I think I want to start with, Faz, with you, because these events with the senator, we were talking a little bit before, they're growing. There's almost like campaign style and feel to them in terms of the energy that folks have coming out. Tell us what that's like and what you're hearing specifically from people in a red district. Presumably not everyone in the room is a Democrat, right? So what are you hearing and seeing out there?
Well, senators now hit 5 districts, congressional districts that have been held, currently held by Republicans. They're purple districts, but held by Republicans. And each of them, we are outdrawing thousands of people, outdrawing our peak of 2020. So we ran for president in 2020, and the numbers here right now are higher than we've ever seen before. And it's telling you something. I think in my mind, I have Bernie Sanders holding a stethoscope up to the Democratic Party and saying, hey, listen to this, the heartbeat of America out there. People are angry and frustrated, and the Musk takeover of government, I promise you, is top of mind for so many people. They find it abhorrent of their values, and they are urging Democrats to stand up and do something and fight for it.
But they don't. Also, at least some of them don't. Some of them are just pathetic losers who just basically spew Republican junk.
Rally, but he did. He told people to shout out, and then he responded to them. And to me, that says
this man should have been our president. This man should have been our president instead of Biden. But the Democratic Party basically threw him away. Anyways, oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the computer that I'm gonna get my son. The computer I'm gonna get my son on Thursday. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. It is. Where is it? I'll bring it up on here. Sorry, I'm looking at these. People are sending me messages that they want to buy my washer that I had, but nobody really sends. Like, nobody's really serious about buying it. Like, they just beat around the goddamn bush. Sorry, watch my language. Anyways, the computer I'm gonna get my son, after I don't get distracted by something else because of my ADHD here. It is. Come on. It is M. It's a piece of crap. I mean, it's not a piece of crap, but it's like, it's the lowest of the low. And you're like, Rick, why are you gonna get him a lowest of the low? Well, there's a reason for that. Is that he's learning. He's gonna learn how to use it. M01F1214. Boom. All right. What are you doing? Hey, Manny, what's up? What am I doing? I'm showing what I'm gonna get my son on Thursday. Hopefully, I'm gonna get my son this computer. It's a. Oh, I know. Too bad. I'm too poor right now. I can't go to New York. I wish I was there. I wish I could have seen the whole thing. It looked amazing though in the pictures. Yeah. But I'm glad you guys have fun. I heard the stories. Armin. Well, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys have fun. Did you guys make it home already, or are you guys still in New York? anyways, this is the computer I'm gonna give my son. It is a HP desktop. Don't care for the CD-ROM drive, but it's an AMD Ryzen 3 4300G with a built-in Vega video card, integrated graphics, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it has a stick, NVMe computer. Yeah, we had a blast. I got home today. Oh, all right, that's cool. Oh, that's right. My sister was telling me you flew in. You left earlier. You left like, I don't know exactly what time, but she said in the morning. And then my parents left later. Well, I'm glad you guys made it home safe. I'm glad you guys made it home safe. And this computer, I'm gonna watch a quick video. Can be upgraded, so that's why I got it for him. So we can actually upgrade it, and he'd be able to play. I mean, he can play right off the bat with it, but it'll be better once I upgrade it.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're making a run to Best Buy. We're going to revisit the past when we go and pick up these items right here.
So yeah, what we have right here is a HP pre-built from Best Buy, which is one of the cheapest pre-builts you can buy from Best Buy, and we're going to see how it performs in gaming at its stock configuration, but then do some upgrades with it. But first, we have to go to Best Buy. But even before that, we have to hear a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Guardio. As gamers, we spend a lot of our time online, leaving us vulnerable to attacks on our personal information that can put us in a tough position. It can result in account takeover, financial fraud, identity theft, and many other situations. That's where Guardio comes in. Guardio is an easy-to-install browser extension that protects you from a multitude of online threats such as malicious extensions that could be hijacking your information and phishing links that attempt to take over your gaming accounts. 1 million people use.
We're going to our favorite, sort of favorite, well, aside from Micro Center, but we're going to Best Buy. That's kind of like what we have to make do with. But we got some really good deals, and we're going to do curbside pickup because the store is actually sort of closed for renovations. And that's the only glory of Best Buy and Micro Center is you can go in person even if you place your order online.
So yeah, budget PC, gonna upgrade it, and then also make a setup out of it. That's gonna be another video, so.
Let's do it.
So here we are at Total Wine, here to pick up our gaming PC build.
7 cases of wine to deal with our employees.
And then the Golf Galaxy to get some golf clubs.
Basically, Best Buy, to my knowledge, is shut down right now. Like on the inside because they're renovating. So
look at the little tin out there.
Exactly. Like they're still getting product and everything. They're still selling a lot, but I don't think it's open to public. But I just saw someone go in, so I guess we're gonna find out.
We'll
maybe Geek Squad's still open.
Yeah.
So we got mouse, keyboard, the Arctis.
We already got all that. Mouse, keyboard. We don't need to buy none of that stuff. He has a headset. He's ready to roll.
One
he has a monitor.
headset, the Corsair mouse mat, the computer.
He's ready.
And then the upgrades are
Amazon.
Yes.
And then, which probably could have bought them from Best Buy, but we needed a good deal. And then
that's right. Because in Best Buy you don't get no deals. Best Buy you get ripped off.
Coming from Best Buy, we got that shipped because it was such a good deal. I did not want to risk losing it, and it was not available for curbside until like next week. And I was like, I'm not gonna come back up here twice. So
yeah, got a whole setup going there, but today we will be focusing on that computer, and then you'll see the setup in a future video, and we'll talk about everything that's involved in that.
Let's do it.
And guess what? We're back now, but we never really left because we already have this stuff. We went and picked up a few days ago. So the footage you saw was actually old Jack and Matt. We were a few days younger, and here we are now with the Best Buy items. So we got this HP right here that we'll go over in a minute. We also have some really cool upgrades. This PC was in fact $399 for us, and then we have about $225 worth of upgrades. We're going to show you before and after in games too, because where would the fun be if we didn't actually test this PC in gaming before we do the upgrade?
This is so awkward, like when you're filming a video as like a person that's not speaking, basically looking at the camera, and then you're just like, "What's up, guys? Hey, you want to see your video of your PC? Sure. This is gonna be your PC right here. We're gonna get it Thursday. You want to check it out with me? Yeah. All right, let me put the speakers on. Actually, I have to leave this on. because the mic's still gonna be active with this. Lower the volume. All right, ready?
So let's just not waste any more time. Get our big knife out and open this thing up. He went for a little knife.
I looked for keywords. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up this HP. So this is basically our newest rendition of the cheapest Best Buy PC. So this is the cheapest PC that Best Buy at this very moment offers, and it is $399, which is definitely a little more than we're used to. And there's actually
Armin's is $100.
configurations on Best Buy of the same PC where it has more storage, and it can get up to $500. But I think it's a pretty good bang for buck out of the box, especially if you're not really looking to do hardcore gaming.
Yeah.
And of course, in HP fashion, you're going to get a keyboard and mouse with it. So that's always nice. We get a kind of just generic HP keyboard and mouse inside.
Hey, that's the one I got. Where is it at? I didn't throw it out. Why would I throw it out? I have one of those. I had one of those because a long time ago I bought a Alienware, no, HP Omen PC.
USB, you know, latest and
I never
greatest.
used it though.
And of course we get our power cord and some quick setup instructions. And these PCs, they're so easy to unbox. That's the one thing I do love about fan just fine. But
Okay,
I think
skip
we
it.
actually
There we
probably
go.
have two fans,
That's
so we're
computer.
gonna
Look.
be pushing this thing
Stop
towards
watching the
the
video.
limits in
She's
terms-
upside down, partner.
She's upside down. We better turn her right
That's your
side up.
computer.
We have a little bit of a different
Thursday.
front than we're probably used to. Normally we see like acid green, but
Look
I
at
don't know,
that.
They may have kind of done away with this. And so this exact one is the M01 F1214. So yeah, it's a lot of numbers and letters. But look at this little sticker. It's Ryzen 4000 series because this has a 4300G in it, which is 4-core 8.
Has a 4th generation Ryzen processor. So what is that? 4-core
thread. We actually have
processor.
a DVD drive player, which is kind of interesting to see.
It's not the best, but it'll do the job to play games.
So our power button, headphone combo jack. We have 4 USB 3s in the front and a full-size SD card reader. This is some really good stuff for content creators out there, especially if you're trying to start off on a budget. 2 more audio jacks in the back, so you can have like your speakers and
So you
headphones
can
on
learn
one.
how to edit your videos in the future when you want to post stuff. And you want to make YouTube content or Twitch content.
It looks like we have HDMI out and VGA out from the factory. So these are on the Ryzen integrated graphics, which are Vega. They're not
Wait,
bad if
whoa,
you
whoa,
wanna
whoa,
play some games.
There's no
2 more
microphone?
USB, your speakers and headphones on one.
Where's the mic jack? It's just the hole. Wait, does that have one in front? Yes. Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
Pushing this thing to its limit. 4. So yeah, it's a lot of numbers and letters. But look at this little sticker. It's Ryzen 4000 series because this has a 4300G in it, which is 4-core 8-thread. We actually have a DVD drive player, which is kind of interesting to see. So our power button, a headphone combo jack.
Oh, headphone. Dang, so it doesn't have an actual mic input. It has a headphone combo jack, so you're gonna have to use like your headset all the time.
We have 4 USB 3s in the front and a full-size SD card reader. This
That's
is
the
some
mic
really
input.
good stuff for content creators out there, especially if you're
That's the
trying to
mic
start off on a
input
budget. 2
and
more audio
your
jacks
your microphone input. That's gonna be it right there.
in the back, so you can have like your speakers and headphones on one. It looks like we have HDMI out and VGA out from the factory. So these are on the Ryzen integrated graphics, which are Vega. They're not bad. I think we're gonna be able to play some games. 2 more USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, and an Ethernet. And then look at that, we got 4 expansion slots. We're gonna be taking up 2, and then obviously power supply. So let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. So we can just use a flathead to open this up. And let's see what we get inside.
I see Cooler Master.
He sees a Cooler Master. Wow, this is definitely interesting. It's like
So that's basically the way your computer's gonna look inside.
It's weird, but they usually buy
Pretty basic. It won't break.
these like just by the tray. On the inside, it's very basic. We have a single 8 gig.
So you're gonna have an 8 GB stick of RAM, a NVMe SSD, which we can upgrade later. And then, if you wanted to, you can also upgrade the processor too. So we can get a bigger one. Well, not a bigger one, but like a faster one. Pound it. And then we'll sell this one. And yeah, pretty much it.
Stick of RAM. That's one of the upgrades we will be doing later. We have a SK Hynix 256 gig NVMe.
Why? I'm not buying anything. No.
SSD, good.
No, I already know
Good
you.
props to them for that. The 480G under this cooler, which is a 4-core 8
Already
thread,
know
and
you.
it's just cooled by a little aluminum cooler master cooler.
Already
What kind
know
of wattage
you.
we get. These are always so random. We never know. So it's an HP power supply, and it is 180 watt max. And so this
Okay, so the power supply is kind of doo doo. 180 watt max. So, can we can change it, but I don't know how big of a power supply we can put in there. Maybe 500 watt. That'd be good.
After
Wait.
start upgrade, we're going to be using, as long as it doesn't have external power, which it shouldn't, but we have a fix for that. If it does, we'll use about 75 watts. We should be well
See,
under
like,
the wattage there.
he upgraded it without having to buy a new power supply. So we might be able to.
That we need for this thing, even at max TDP.
We might be able to do it
And I
without
expect
having to buy
perform
another
pretty
power
good
supply.
out of the box, and I think with their upgrades, it's going to be even better. And you get an M.2
Found
that
it.
has Bluetooth
Found
and
it.
Wi-Fi as well.
So, can I talk about the upgrades?
You want to talk about the upgrades?
Yeah.
Matt's going to talk about the upgrades.
We're hitting this bad boy with $225 worth of upgrades. Obviously, you can spend more or less if you want to, depending on how much you spend on this PC, but we think that's a good price point to really keep the value for money still here within this system. What we have right here isn't the stick of RAM we ordered. Amazon did us dirty, and we actually didn't get it, but regardless.
This is the problem I have with this build that they have right now. Okay, so they already spent $400 on the PC, right? So they already spent $400 there, and they're spending another $200, $600 total, and it's a low-end PC, right? I think in that time you could have bought a better processor, a better motherboard, better RAM, and probably a better SSD, and a nicer case for less than that, and the power supply. So I think you would have had a lot more things if you would build it yourself. But if you don't know how to build it, this is the route you would go.
This is a Samsung kit stick. It's a single stick. 8 gigs, 3200 megahertz. It matches the speed in here. You probably wanted to get like a Crucial stick, because I'm assuming this is Crucial. No, it's Samsung as well. It's literally the same stick. So we probably have been worse off with the Crucial. I think we have the
Whoa!
So we're going right in there, and we'll get 16 gigs dual channel, no problem. In terms of extra SSD storage, because got to install them games. We have a Silicon Power SSD, and it's 512.
Yeah, 512. Because 256 isn't like, I mean, that's enough for Fortnite and Warzone. That's it. So this will actually be a backup, which is kind of funny. You could buy a hard drive and save some money, but $36.99.
Yeah. So.
Or you could just upgrade the NVMe and have faster speed. And with the NVMe without having to buy this SSD, which is slower.
Bargain SSD extra storage for your games.
Found
and
it.
As Jackson mentioned, we haven't really. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and look here and see how the extra SSD will work. Yeah, we have one extra SSD, one extra SATA, so that will work for the SSD. We'll open up
like
the
Rock.
GPU, which
it's actually like. Did you notice it's just ready to go? There's two SATA power and then two.
We bought this off of B-Stock, guys. Buy your GPUs off of B-Stock right now. They're great deals.
B-Stock. What is that? What website is that? B-Stock. Sorry, ADHD. Here we go. B-Stock. B-Stock. Oh, not B-Talk. B-Stock. B-Stock. B-Stock liquidation. Oh. Hey. Hello. Well, hello there. I never even know this existed. B-Stock. Hold on. Let me look for a video card. What is that? Yeah, what is it? Can I get no privacy? What? B-Stock? How did they buy a video card from B-Stock? Samsung?
They don't have it.
Oh, Consumer Electronics. Wait, this is like pallets and stuff. Amazon liquidations.
Toys and babies.
Hey yo. Okay, let's go back to the video.
Yeah, it's a little 2-fan card, 1650. Still an awesome card, even in 2022. And you can get it for a good price. What do we pay for this one?
$159.99.
$159.99. 1650 looks good. Requires a 6-pin, so we have to use our little splitter. Yay! But the thing is, with these superclock models, this card by default can run without external power, so it's going to pull 75 watts. But from this little guy, it's probably only going to pull an extra 10 watts, maybe that. For the overclock features, maybe it won't even pull anything. So we have this SATA to 8-pin, which we'll just pull that off and it'll be SATA to 6-pin, and then we'll be running a splitter.
I don't think we'll end up needing the splitter now because they don't have a DVD drive. So we actually have 2 extra SATA. See, there's one right. It's kind of hidden.
Oh, I didn't see that one. So
I could see it from my angle. So yeah, we don't need the SATA splitter, but that's an option.
So now that we've gone over all the upgrades, what we're going to be doing is installing a couple games on this system as is.
Pan
so
it.
you can see exactly how it performs out of the box, and then we're going to be doing some upgrades with it to make it a really awesome.
All right, so here, this is how it's gonna look.
How you can start with this and probably be happy with how it performs now, and then upgrade it later with a GPU, extra RAM, extra storage, and things like that.
All right, here we go.
All right, guys, we're testing out Apex Legends on integrated graphics right now. We're at the absolute lowest of low.
Ryzen 3 Vega 6.
And yeah, this thing definitely struggling. We got multiple things going.
It ain't
So
struggling.
integrated graphics,
It's playing pretty good.
Not great for
It's not the
AAA titles.
best.
They're really only designed for like esports.
Look at that.
titles and really
It
just
looks pretty
basic
clean.
office work. And also, we only have a single stick of RAM, which is really going to affect an APU a lot. Doesn't stop me from cracking people with the sniper rifle for show.
Yeah, we're gonna play a couple esports games.
That looks pretty good, right?
Should run on the APU.
This is without like the upgrades.
We got some slightly higher end games that we can test.
What do you
to show
think?
You guys, well, you have a graphics card. How much of a performance increase you'll get?
SSD's easy, graphics card is easy, RAM is easy, so we're doing a lot of real simple, easy things. And the best
That's a
part
pretty cool
is
gun, though.
all of those things are really pretty much undetectable by like warranty and stuff like that. So if you're worried about like, you know, avoiding your warranty or something, you shouldn't have to worry. Tell my teammate. It's hard to even like make out the character.
See, you're getting 50 frames per second. That's not bad.
Why is this not a ammo? I haven't even shot it.
Dude, he's terrible.
It's so laggy, man.
You ain't laggy, it's just suck. It's still getting creamed.
Oh, 2v1, 2v1.
That looks pretty clean though. That's gonna be your computer.
Yes! No!
Don't worry, they can't catch me. My movement's insane. Oh my god.
Yes! You are the champion!
We're gonna go
Good job, bruh.
These Vega graphics, not excited.
All right, guys, so we are in.
What do you mean not excited? That's 60 frames per second. Come on, bro.
We're on performance mode.
Man, what do you expect for integrated graphics? That's good for integrated graphics. It ain't the best, but it's good.
And we have a 120 FPS frame rate cap. So let's wait till we get in the actual game and see if we get 60 FPS. That's kind of what these APUs are
Kinda
good
choppy.
for. 720p higher end games, maybe at 60 FPS. Apex, as you can tell, wasn't there. But that's what you're looking
That's
at.
not bad.
for
Look,
gaming with
85,
these,
94,
level
88.
APUs with Vega 6 graphics. Or, you know, esports titles like Valorant, CSGO, and here Fortnite, you can get 60 FPS with modified settings, lower render scales, and stuff like that. So they're not entirely unusable, but the upgrades, I think, are really going to make a big difference. And this GPU is just patiently waiting to be upgraded into the system.
Patiently waiting.
Oh, wow, they really don't want to fight me. Oh, nice try, buddy. Bob,
Terrible.
you're done. Fortnite playable. Hey, Fortnite is playable. I can't really complain too much about that. Oh,
No, you can't.
shocked me. Hello? Oh, what is going on? Everyone wants me here now. So this is what Fortnite's just me camping on top of here shooting people. So yeah, there you go. There's a couple more kills for you guys. But what we're gonna do, since we basically tested the APU into the extent we wanted to show you guys
76
exactly
frames
what
per
it can
second.
do
That's
with
not bad
esports
for your
titles,
first PC.
We're gonna show you guys how to upgrade this thing with that.
Hey!
It's very
Pound
simple.
it.
So if you happen to buy this, we'll show you.
Oh, don't
We're
hit my
gonna go
hand
ahead
hard.
and do some upgrades
You're gonna
here.
hurt your
So
hand.
We just tested it out, and did you test out Fortnite?
I did Fortnite, and then you did Apex. Yeah, I was like.
See, and if we
60 FPS,
upgrade
but
it,
it was still.
So we're gonna find which ones. Which we're gonna need this one and this one taken out. All right, breakout tab.
this is where you're
number
learning
two.
what you're gonna learn how to do.
Bendable. They go back. All right, so now we're just trying to make sure this is clipped in. Got all of our displays nice and lined up. Okay, so now we're gonna plug this, and this is a tall card. It's a good thing that little piece goes like all the way up, otherwise this would not work. So we're gonna plug in this little SATA connector, and this is the same thing you use for like your SSDs and stuff, and this is gonna be a little bit of a doozy. We have angled connectors if we need them, but this might be one where it goes pretty flat.
But as you can tell,
Dude,
Jackson's going to take another 10 minutes to put this back together. Oh, look, he got it. Look at that. So yeah, he put it back together.
Oh shit, we're gonna upgrade it. We're gonna upgrade it. Found it.
You want to install GeForce Experience or just
We
go
could put like a 3050 or a 3060.
Hopefully run a lot better. Let's go back to some Apex gameplay with the GPU.
All right, guys, we were playing Apex
What's
Legends
up?
to start off the new and upgraded PC.
What is it? Why mute the mic? What are you gonna say? Ah. There we go. I'm back. Okay.
See, and
So
we're
this
on
is
actually
upgraded.
a mixture of like medium settings pretty much, and I mean we're that was a pretty scanner.
There you go.
Now there's no one
See
near us,
now,
there's no
look
one
it.
near
It's
us.
running at
We're
100 and
100
something,
FPS,
40
and
FPS.
It's smooth now. It looks good. We're actually at 1080p. So yeah, I am a lot happier with this performance. Does that actually equate to good gameplay? Well, maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh.
I got it. Dude, get out of my way. Please no, don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do it. Oh my god, teammate, please.
Yes.
Oh my god. Woo, teammate saved the day.
Oh.
Lame. I got a part.
Whoa, the door was in my way.
So what do you think? What do you think of your new PC?
Mozambique. Oh no.
All right, I gotta go to the garage. I'll be right back. Checking my laundry. Whoa, what the heck? Why is it moving both? What the? Gotta make this smaller. Bum bum bum. All right, be right back. Oh. Oh. Oh, I feel like old man. Squeak. I'm back. I'm back. Back, 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 back. Back, back, back. Mm. Mm. Burr, 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 burr. What the heck? What the? How? How did that happen? What? Hello.
Dude, I'm missing everything now. Mozambique! Oh! Oh god, he shot quick.
I want to see
32.
Fortnite.
Well, we're dipping a little bit here, but we'll go ahead and land and see what we end up with. But obviously, we're at full 1080p now. We still are running on performance mode, which does give you extra performance. But realistically, if you want to bump the settings up, if you care about visual quality, you got that 1650 now. You're not going to have to rely on that CPU so much. And there are a lot of people dropping here. It's going to be wild. 200 FPS. Yeah, the FPS number's already great. Let's just give you the gameplay y'all come for. So it's what you all want to see. Oh. That was an anonymous John Wick. That didn't work out very well for him.
I don't know if it's the video that got recorded or his video, but sometimes it looks pretty choppy.
Alright. Get out of that vehicle! Oh no. Oh no. I have no HP. Oh god. This is not good. Oh, and the guy was hiding in the corner. Look at that.
Whack.
Took me out, but optic performance is a lot better here. Definitely mix up the games for the next benchmark run. And look at that, 100 plus FPS, no problem. Let it go. All right, guys, so it looks like we got about an average of 170 FPS. Hey, GTA 5, really easy to play. Now that we've benchmarked this PC, let's just wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, we just got done benchmarking twice, and that is because we benchmarked with the 4300G, and then we slapped in our upgrade. So we slapped in 8 gigs of RAM, so now we have 16 in dual channel. We slapped in a GTX 1650. We also put in a 512 gig SSD as a backup storage so that we can put all our games on it. And
what? It's streaming. Okay. Okay, play. Enjoy your play.
we saw some major performance increases. We were playing games like Apex, and we only played 30 FPS on low settings, 720p, all the way to 1080p, medium, even high settings, hitting over 60 FPS.
So yeah, for a solution where you can go into your local Best Buy, pick up a...
So yeah, let's see how much it would be for this guy to upgrade him to another video card. So let's go to new egg. I hate Newegg, but let's see. Computer components, systems, components, video cards. Where are they? Ba 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 ba. GPU. Okay, that's insane. 427 for a freaking 4060. 8 GB of. Come on, give me a break. 209. Not the best. That's insane. All right, let's go with the lowest. Lowest of the lows. Nope. 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 No, 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 no. Nope. Nope. Dude, this is a piece of crap. GT 730 2 GB, $59 with a guard. Then this is so old too. This is like from 2011. That's insane. What's up, dude? What? Look at this thing. $55. 11-year-old GPU there. All right. Come on. Ba ba bum 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 bum. Nope. 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 That's insane. 72, 460. Nope. Best viewers on StreamBoo.com. Moon Space. Look, stop promoting those things, okay? I'd like to gain my following organically. Okay, thank you. Let's see, where can I find a nice GPU? So even an RX 580 is still $82. It's not bad. Might have to do eBay. Might have to do eBay. No. Dude, I remember I sold my RX 580 for like $150. GT 1030. 2 GB. No, that is not good. 580, 580. GT 1030, GT 1030, 2 gigs. Nope, he's gonna need something a little bit better than that. GT 230. X 550, 550, 580, 580, 580, 1030. Hey Harry, what up? How's it going? Oh, GT, no. GT 1030, 2 GB, nope. 550, nope. 710, 1030. Man, there's really not finding much here. What's up with you, Harry? How are things, man? How's life treating you? 1030, 1030, 4 gigs. 580, 580, no. RX 560, no. All right, let's see if we can find something. Let's see if they even have any of these. Oh, they do. Okay. 199, 299. Okay. Out of stock. Dang. Out of stock. Out of stock. Out of stock. Refurbished. Oh God. What the heck? 685. What the heck? These guys are out of their minds. They're out of their minds. I guess this would be the cheapest. Alright, let's go to eBay. Let's take a crack at eBay. This is insane. RX 6600. Parts only. No display. Boo. Pre-owned, new listing. Hey, here we go. 140 bucks. Dude, that'd be nice. It'd be a quick little upgrade for Armin right there. Check that out. 6600. So we put that baby in there, right? And get like a couple more FPS. Is there any cheaper ones? Oh dang, my stomach is rumbling. New listing, gigabyte 8 card, read, parts only. No. 179, 79, parts only, pre-owned. 125. Hey, here we go. 125. That'll be good enough for him to play. Let's look up 6600 reviews, huh? AMD 6600 review. Tech Lab. Do we have any by the best worst GPU you can buy? Okay. All right, hardware unboxed. Let's see what's up.
Card release in about a year now. Our GPU pricing update last month saw the 6600 XT selling on eBay.com for $640 US.
What? Oh, but this is a 6600 XT though.
On average, while the slightly slower RTX 3060 typically sold for $710 US, and pricing is still pretty much the same today. Now, the expectation is that there'll be even more.
Why does this shit have 3
available
coolers,
at
3
launch,
fans?
So
Doesn't
not
need 3
only are
fans.
your chances of buying one
That
much
is
higher
insane.
than basically anything else on the market, but also your chances of getting one at a somewhat reasonable price are also quite high. So that's promising, though it does remain to be processors from 2048 to 1700.
Okay, so the MSRP is 330. It was released in 2021. It has 2491 megahertz of boost, a clock, 1792, 112, and 64. Okay, they're not bad. This is literally mine right here. This is my video card right now. So 16 gigabits per second, 12 gigabytes, Yeah, 480. GDDR6. They're all GDDR6, which is cool. So he'd be just right below me. About almost less than 1,000 cores, I guess.
92. The game GPU clock has also been reduced by a fairly substantial 13% from 2,359 MHz to just 2,044 MHz, though the boost GPU clock has only seen a 4% reduction. AMD has also decreased memory performance, going with 14 gigabits per second memory, while the same 128-bit wide memory bus has been used. This decrease in memory throughput has dropped the overall bandwidth by 13% to just 224 gigabytes per second, the same memory bandwidth as the 5500X 600 series won't age as well as NVIDIA's competing RTX 3060 series, but of course that is something that we'll have to investigate in the future. Now, for today's testing, I've managed to get my hands on the Gigabyte Eagle version of the RX 6600, and please note, as was the case with the XT version, AMD hasn't developed a reference card, though of course there is a reference PCB design, which AIB partners are free to use. Now, in total I have tested 12 games at 1080p and 1440p using our Ryzen 9 5950X test system, which has been configured with 32GB of dual-rank dual-channel DDR4 3200CL14 memory.
Oh, so the actual video card's not that big, it's just...
Also, because the 6600 is very similar to the 6600 XT in terms of design,
Okay.
20 we find results that are best described.
Okay, so Armin would be getting 1080p Ultra, 121 to 163. Wow, that's pretty good. And look, this is me. This is Armin. He'll be pretty close on his new PC. Hey, not bad at all. Dude, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not gonna be the best, but it'll be nice. Alright, let's see. $1080p, higher is better. 12 game average, 6600 is 111. It's right below the 3060, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, he'll be able to play really well. And if we can get it for that much, 140, that's great. That'll be nice. Power color. I'm gonna save this. Hopefully it's still up. And hurry before it's gone. One person is watching this item. Add to my watch list. Add to my watch list. Hey, so if I can get him that plus that computer, he'd be gravy. And then I'll get him a new RAM sticks, or not new RAM sticks, but maybe let's check eBay. Let's open up a new page here. eBay. Let's go back. Okay. DDR4. 8 gigabyte. 3200 RAM stick. Bam. There it is. $16.99. Damn, there it is. Well, yeah, $16.99. Boom. Dude. Dude, Armin's computer is gonna be fire. No thanks, I don't need all that. Add it to the cart, baby. Yeah. $16.99 plus that power color. Make him say, Yeah, it'll be $186. He'll be gaming all weekend with this baby. Heck yeah. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Dude, Armin's gonna have a pretty set up rig. That'd be sick. And then that way me and him could be across the rooms gaming. Bah, 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 bah. It'd be badass. Too bad he's not old enough to stream on his own. I would like for him to stream, but you know. Oh, just to get him used to like the working on the computer, Set him up for success. Well, that's gonna be it, guys. Armin's new computer, right? His new video card. All right, and his new RAM stick. Oh shoot. Anyways, new RAM stick. That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. Look at that. 125 GDDR6.
A computer and then maybe even get some upgrades while you're there depending on the Best Buy you're at, you can make a really awesome little PC that is not as difficult or complicated as building a whole new computer. So if you want to learn more about this computer or pick up any of the PC upgrades we add to this computer,
and this guy spent $600 to make this computer the way it is.
check those links down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out, and let us know where else you want to see us buy some really cheap office computers from and upgrade them for gaming.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Making content here. What's their content, man? Best budget gaming setup challenge.
After many hours of driving, we are finally at our local mic.
What is going on? What is this? What is this video loading here? What is going on?
After many hours of driving, we are finally at our local micro center, and we are going to be doing a $1,500 gaming setup.
Welcome to a budget wheel-spin challenge with a bit of a
$1,500.
twist. We're going to be doing one full setup, including a PC and everything you need to game for $1,500. And Jackson and I are going to see what the wheel is going to make us do after a word from today's sponsor, Micro Center. March is Micro Center's Monitor Madness.
Monitor Madness.
Medium settings is what we're looking at.
GTA 5. Dude, that's so old. Let's see what they get.
We can do it. We shall begin our shopping experience.
Let's go. We need a cracking 360.
All right, so we're going to take a look at bundle deals first.
I want to see if we can do the 7700X gigabyte disk board, the B650 XAXC2. Actually have that board in my system. It's fine.
I think for $70 more, we definitely should try the 7700X for sure.
So I was mentioning we had the 6600s. Pretty much everything below that is 3050s.
We can open box as well.
I looked in there was a 7600, I think.
RX 7600.
That might be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, GPUs, obviously, everyone knows.
Hey, how much is a 7600? Hold up. ADHD time. Uh, 7600. Whoa. AMD 7600. Dude, 268. Dude, just about like $100 more. 259. 242. Hey, yo. 231. 290. That's too much. 239. XFX Swift. 7600. Oh, we can get them into this. Hey, yo. From Washington, D.C. Use for mining. No. Yeah, right. Dude, get him into something like this. All right. 240. Not bad.
Knows everywhere right now. GPUs are kind of tough to get, so we're kind of doing.
No,
what
they're
we
not.
can
Look
in
at that.
the
Just
GPU
found a
department, which
couple
we should still
on
get
eBay.
a very comparable
Cheap.
GPU, especially with the one we saw in open box.
Good deals, Reggie?
Storage-wise,
For us, I think we could go with that Lexar one right now and just adjust as need because we're thinking like at most $1,000 for the build. It's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
RGB is required, right?
We need some sort of RGB.
Oh.
It could be on the RAM too.
So it's $10 more.
Yeah.
What kind of case do you like?
Oh, they
Órale,
got
pues.
the V-Haul.
They got
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you outside. All right, bye. Checking my laundry again. Be right back. Oh. Nope. Wrong scene. There you go.
I do kind of like angled side panel. It's very interesting.
That's a lot bigger case than I thought it was going to be.
It is way bigger than I thought from the listing. We saw
Yeah.
it online. It's a lot bigger.
I wasn't sure how to feel about it at first, but I think if you put the right parts in it, it could be good.
Nice. That'd be cool.
Maybe the XR.
Yeah, I think XR.
Yeah, the XR
is
would be
We had a lot of fun at our local Micro Center. Here are the key specs we went with for our PC build. We ended up with the CPU motherboard RAM combo, the Micro Center Special, featuring a Ryzen 7 7700X, a Gigabyte B650 motherboard, and 32 gigs of DDR5 memory at 6000 megahertz. For storage, we got a nice 1TB Gen 4 NVMe, a 750 watt Superflower power supply, and we put this all inside the Montech XR case. All in, we're a little over $1,000 for an upgrade-focused gaming PC, and I think it turned out pretty beautiful, but you tell me.
Alright guys, the PC is done. We got the RGB sync to where we think it'll match the keyboard pretty nicely, but at this point we're going to go ahead and talk about all the peripherals that we got, and then we're going to game on it.
Alright, so let's prep this table for a setup, I guess, because we got to start off with the mouse pad. I'm lifting this up. Here we go.
Goodbye, Toasty Rose mouse pad.
Goodbye. Alright, so we'll lay this over here.
Enhanced, and oh goodness, we got a nice little whip to start off with. So basically we're doing GTA Online, which I think in theory could be a little bit more demanding. I figure out how to get in this thing. But we are testing 1440p. That's really the biggest thing about this is we're not even doing, the goal is 1080p 144, but we're like, well, we did get a 1440p monitor, so we might as well try to see if we can hit 1440, but are we running like higher settings too right now?
Yeah, so you have to use the arrow keys to scroll over. So we're currently running a high preset because if you go through the presets, there's just high with RT, and then minimum. So it really just, there's like no medium, so high is kind of the middle one. So we're running high without RT, but you do have the ability to do ray tracing as well with this new enhanced mode.
Which we might try out when we do 1080, because we are going to be doing that. I mean, right now, you could say that if this just worked, then we met our goal, but we're not getting 144, so I think we're gonna have to go 1080p, which we always tell you guys, this card's kind of entry-level 1440 anyways, but hey, if you're playing GTA, it's definitely more than enough.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take over and switch things over to 1080p. So let's see what that looks like here. I notice that some settings may cause you to get disconnected. All right, so we're at high settings, 1080p, and uh-oh. Are we just not gonna be able to do it? So yeah, running 1080p right now on online. We're kind of capping out at 120. Now we'll say, and we'll have this on screen here, I know the game engine for GTA is not a huge fan of super high FPS numbers. There's no frame rate limit. We're still running high, but we're getting about the same FPS.
Which at that point, like, why not just run 1440?
And it looks a lot worse.
It does.
It looks a lot worse on this monitor. I'm gonna go try and cause some chaos because, oh God.
Oh, not the car.
I should probably go to Davis. Davis may have my guns and stuff, so I probably should pull up to him, see if we can cause some chaos.
Like how we're barely using our CPU and we're only using about 80% of our graphics card.
Now guys, is it a sin that I have not completed or even really attempted to beat the GTA campaign before? Just for the fun of it, we're at 1080p. I want to see what the RT looks like on this. This kind of turned into a mini GTA 5 enhanced showcase at this point. No major difference here, I'll be honest. I will say I tested a little bit off camera. Let me see if there's any glass over here. Okay, so there's not any dark windows to see the great ray tracing effects, but there were some where you could see reflection really good. Maybe I need to up it to ultra. I think we'll see here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm starting to see all the lighting effects here. Should be able to see your shadow. Oh yeah, look at the shadow.
Oh yeah, like you can see yourself walking, the reflection and everything.
There's the real RT right here. Frame scaling. We have FSR, baby, in GTA. Oh, it's playable with maximum RT.
Nice. I wonder, maybe go back down settings now and see if we can get our goal.
Oh, he's cooking here, guys.
Wow,
it's
it's almost like it just refuses to
Sky
go.
test. GTA doesn't have the. Oh, it does a little bit.
I just don't. I'm like, is 144 possible in GTA, guys?
I'm supposed to kill the gang members, so.
Dude, that's crazy. You kind of like got the guns from them in a way, and now it's like kill them.
Well, you know what? GTA, it doesn't look like we fully met the goal. I will say it's most likely more the engine than it is what we're dealing with here. I'm curious, there are other settings I can lower. Like, I just want to see it hit our goal. What do we have to do to hit our goal? Basically, this is gonna be this is the settings I'd probably try to run. Oh yeah.
Oh, that just looks so good.
That looks so good.
Breaking news, LA County is reporting its first case of measles this year for a person living here in the county.
And our Mark Cotto-Robles is live in the newsroom with all the details for us. Mark?
Yeah, David and Ellen, the county health department says the person recently traveled through LAX and may have been exposed on a China Airlines flight that arrived on March 5th. That was last Wednesday. The infected person also visited a nail salon in North Hollywood and a Superior grocery store in El Monte over the past few days. There have been measles outbreaks reported in Texas and New Mexico. In Texas, there are at least 223 cases. That's 25 more than what was reported just a few days ago. At least 29 of those patients have been hospitalized. Last month, an unvaccinated child died. New Mexico also recently reported 30 cases of measles. Officials haven't confirmed if there's a connection between the two outbreaks, but they say lower vaccination rates are leading to the outbreaks.
Measles is not
The Attorney General and LA
Rob Bonta and DA Nathan Hochman announced the alleged drug dealers were arrested after a long investigation. The Department of Justice shared this video of one of those arrests in Downey. Carlos Manuel Mariscal, Gustavo Omar Gomez, and Priscilla Gomez all face felony drug charges. The AG says authorities seized $55 million worth of fentanyl, or 14 million deadly doses.
Our collective message is clear. It's consistent to those distributing illicit fentanyl throughout our communities and in the process inflicting pain, suffering, and death on Californians. We'll prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
the risk assessment the governor requested on their potential release. He'll consider those findings as part of his decision on whether to grant the brothers clemency. The governor says that assessment will also be sent to the judge handling their resentencing bid. The two have served more than 3 decades behind bars for the 1989 murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills home.
LA County Board of Supervisors is reminding those
Comments about the insurance company's recent rate hikes following the devastating LA fires.
Eyewitness News reporter Mark Cotto-Robles is live in the newsroom with more on what the company is now saying. Mark?
Yeah, David and Ellen, good afternoon. Pretty shocking chain of events here. This was a State Farm Insurance top executive fired after an undercover video appears to show him talking about rate hikes. What's worse, the comments were made in reference to fire victims in the Pacific Palisades. Now, the video, it may be difficult to hear, but there are subtitles.
Where the Palisades are. There should never be houses built in apartments where like people want to be built in areas where they have like natural areas around them for their ego, but they're also it's a desert.
Hayden Kirkpatrick was a vice president for innovation and venture capital at State Farm. According to reporting from the LA Times, he was recorded during a Tinder date saying that a request
executive has been fired
yet heard back. Meanwhile, the California Times that he believes that Tinder date where the video was recorded was a setup. We reached out to Kirkpatrick ourselves. We have not yet heard back. Meanwhile, the California Department of Insurance says, quote, "We want answers from State Farm. This only raises more questions." Live in the newsroom, Mark Cotarobles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, we do have those storms coming.
Threats to public safety, release conditions and ongoing threats to public safety. They say during an inspection last week, they found 4 gas cylinders explicitly prohibited by a prior court order. The DA's office is urging the judge to take the owners into custody and impose $1 million bail.
And still ahead, the family of a missing firefighter asked the public for help.
While LA County reports its first case of measles this
VTA riders.
deals of all of 2024. Great, capable, powerful version yet, obviously, thanks to the new chip. The starting memory is 16 gigs. It gets a sneaky, slightly larger battery, some Thunderbolt improvements, a new webcam, a new color, and the price goes down. It's kind of funny looking back a bit at the arc of reviewing MacBook Airs over the years. Like at first it was this spectacle of engineering, but also kind of impractical and missing a few ports. It went from that to being, a bit of an outdated design, but improving a lot. Then turned into basically the easiest to recommend laptop in the world at $999. But then with Apple Silicon updates and higher base storage, the price did go up with the M2 generation by $200. So it was $1199, and I feel like everyone just kind of went, all right, it's still fine. Yeah, still a good laptop for that price. But now it's 2025 and it's got the M4 chip and the price has dropped back down to $999 for the base machine again, and that is sick. Now, almost nothing else has physically changed with this laptop. Still the same keyboard, there's no speaker grills, there's still MagSafe charging, 2 USB Type-C ports, the headphone jack, the notch at the top of the 60 Hz LCD, the thin and light aluminum build. This is very much still the MacBook Air. If you want to get sweaty about it, as Dave 2D would say, I noticed the mute button icon is different. And the webcam is now a 12 megapixel center stage webcam, which can follow you around the frame if you leave it on, but I actually do turn it off every time. And also, I noticed on Apple's website, the battery capacity went up slightly from 52.6 watt hours to 53.8 watt hours this generation. So that's about 2% more capacity. I'm paying attention, okay? It's a real life spot the differences challenge. But really the main way, obviously, you'll know if it's the new laptop generation or not is this. Did you notice it's a new color? Barely. It's called Sky Blue this time. If I could rename it, I'd rename it Barely Blue, considering when it's up against white backgrounds, okay, it looks a little bit blue, but when it's up against actually blue things, it literally looks silver again. It's like the LaCroix of MacBook paint colors. It's like someone whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and this is the box that my MacBook Air came in from Apple, the review unit. And I don't know if you notice on the corner there, it appears someone has bled onto the box of this computer. I don't really know how that happens. I pulled it out of the cardboard shipping box and it just looked like this. Really weird. Never seen that before. I really hope whoever packaged this computer is okay. Anyway. The main reason this laptop is such a big deal is the chip, right? This M4 chip, it's really good. We already learned this from the M4 iPad Pro 9 months ago, and then again with the M4 Mac Mini 4 months ago. This chip in the laptop will be passively cooled, so no fans in the air, unlike the Mac Mini. So yeah, sustained performance ceiling is going to be a bit lower. But for the quick, bursty stuff like normal computer activities, yeah, it's amazing, as expected. And then the specific benefit, in case you forgot, of the M4 over previous generations of Apple Silicon is going to be more AI-specific horsepower. So a more powerful 16-core neural engine. Some of that manifests itself in useless stuff like Image Playground, rendering images locally faster than ever before. Cool. But also some of that is potentially useful stuff like the background cutouts being quicker and more accurate, or the single-click photo enhancer in Pixelmator Pro being much faster. Reviewing MacBook Airs is so funny though, because we do this every time. This is the baseline. This is the cheapest entry-level way to get a Mac laptop for people who don't care about pro-level tasks. They're just gonna check their email and web browse and maybe edit a photo once in a while. Basic stuff. MacBook Air, classic. But because Apple Silicon has gotten so good, we end up able to do things that are way beyond that. This machine is capable of things that required a Pro chip like a couple of years ago. That's not an exaggeration. So when I tell you I could load up a bunch of 4K and 8K footage into a Final Cut Pro timeline and it would scrub through the timeline with almost no hesitation at quarter res playback resolution, and then it could export the project just a few beats slower than a Mac Mini, that literally doesn't matter to 99% of MacBook Air buyers. But the chip is so powerful, it's capable of it, so it's just good to know that you could. You know, most Airs will never have 3D modeling applications or Logic Pro or ever be churning through the Adobe suite or playing AAA games, but instead they'll be doing video calls and having 20 Safari tabs open or flipping through a bunch of productivity apps. But it is pretty sick that this computer can stretch and handle all of that, should you choose to throw that at it. That is the modern MacBook Air. There's even allegedly a customer that was frustrated with the last generation of Air because it couldn't connect two different 6K displays at the same time and use them with the lid open. And so now this one can. So okay, great. This laptop is still a great machine and a great deal. Here's my only complaint potentially with this laptop. I would like a better display. Now, I know that I'm coming from a MacBook Pro and I'm very used to these really good displays, and it seems like Apple is, as they usually do, reserving certain things for the pros. So the mini LED, the ProRes high refresh rate, even the nano texture coating on the display, all of that stuff is reserved for the MacBook Pro. But all that is stuff that I would like to see in a MacBook Air. And I think it could handle it. I think it's got plenty of battery. It could go brighter. It could look even better. So I want a better screen on the MacBook Air, me personally, as an option. But I know that most people won't even notice and will be totally fine with this. But here's a more important question that I ask basically every year with this MacBook Pro, because we always talk about this base price. Can you actually order the base price spec and still be fine? And this year, again, I feel like for most people, the answer actually is yes. Because this time, that's 16 gigs of unified memory, and then it's 256 gigs of base storage. So the storage and memory upgrades are always borderline robbery. That's not a shocker. I do like that you can get a much faster charger for 20 bucks if you don't already have one. But yeah, doubling up to 16 gigs base for $9.99 is huge, since these computers can go into swap memory so quickly. Shout out to the single best feature of Apple Intelligence, which has been improving the amount of RAM in every Apple device. If you are in the market for a base machine though, I think if you don't plan on ever doing super high-end tasks, you can still consider the last gen. This is going to sound familiar, but the last gen is also a really good deal. It has half that memory, 8 gigs, but it's $7.99 at Best Buy right now. So that's a really good deal.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing, smart automations, patching, software deployment, scripting.
Today we're taking a look at an Amazon pre-built that has not an Intel Quad-Core i7, but a Ryzen 7.
And for some reason, we think they're getting rid of bad reviews on it. This is going to be an interesting one after a word from today's sponsor. Listen, building a gaming PC Windows 11 with today's code TB20 on checkout to save even more money, upping your price to performance game. Then you'll get a copy of the key sent straight to you. Take that key, throw it into a Windows 11 PC of your choice during the install process or after the install is done, and boom, you now have an activated Windows 11 with access of all the features it has to offer. Use our link down below and use code TB20 on checkout. And you'll save some money on your Windows activation. Big thanks again to GVG Mall for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to the video, shall we? Guys, should we get Wolverine claws to do our unboxings? Let us know down below. But let me elaborate on what I mentioned here. This is a ViperTech PC from Amazon for $549. Features an RX 580, Ryzen 7 2700, 32 gigs of DDR4 memory, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, 700-watt power supply, and white sleeve cables.
The box is green.
Which is great. But we should talk about this whole review thing, because when I planned this video, this PC was pretty poorly rated on Walmart and Amazon, around a 3-star average. And the original concept is, why is this PC so poorly rated? Well, after Jackson went back to type up description and things like that a few days later, it looks like those bad reviews were deleted. We're gonna leave those reviews up here and show you guys what the listing looks like now. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if Amazon stepped in and said those weren't valid reviews or they found a way to get rid of them, but we gotta see, is this thing actually bad, or were there some weird trickery things going on?
Yeah, I don't know how easy it is to get rid of an Amazon review, but it's definitely interesting because that was all within a few days that I went to type that description. I am opening upside down.
Yeah, I just noticed we are opening upside down, so the unboxing experience may differ.
I just had already started, you know, so I was like, well.
I will say this is interesting for a PC like
this. Green. So this is called the Striker 1.0 AMD. Ooh, hand signed.
Which I just noticed we are opening upside down, so the unboxing experience may differ.
I just had already started, you know, so I was like, well.
I will say this is interesting for a PC like this.
Green. So this is called the Striker 1.0 AMD. Ooh, hand signed.
Which shout out. So we have the Builder RE, and I'm assuming that's Lewis.
Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like what we do at PC Bros. Someone has to check it off. It's pretty cool.
All this looks legit. I mean, this looks better so far on paper in terms of like the effort they went into it versus like a STG, which clearly is just mass manufacturing. I'll say this is interesting for a PC like this.
Green. So this is called the Striker. Striker 1.0 AMD. Ooh, hand signed.
Which shout out. So we have the Builder RE, and I'm assuming that's Lewis.
Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like what we do at PC Bros. Someone has to check it off. It's pretty cool.
All this looks legit. I mean, this looks better so far on paper in terms of like the effort they went into it versus like a STG, which clearly is just mass manufacturing stuff. This seems to be something where people take time to write all this stuff out.
This is cool. I mean, they literally put like speeds, degrees, and look, 3 different people it went through. So if it doesn't work,
yeah, I mean,
it must have gotten really unlucky in shipping.
McAllister, I'm gonna have Jonah get a picture of this to put on.
screen so you can see everything here. But yeah, read-write speeds, load temp, everything like that. So a lot of extra stuff. So that, I mean, that's cool so far. Shout out to Vibertech, because Vibertech has appeared on this channel many times, and normally it's not in great light. It's normally either a pretty bad configuration or a poorly rated PC.
Which, speaking of bad configuration, we do got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the 2048 RX 580. And also, what is this?
Guys, I promise you, you know, there's been many times that okay, how do we
2048.
So here we go. It's all white. One thing about it is they'll come with white sleeve cables, which is something you don't normally see in a pre-built on Amazon for $549. So we'll see what those look like.
I gotta ask too, did they disclose that it's a 2048 or is it the usual?
It just says it's
580. Yeah, guys, this is something that we complain about this every single time we do one of these. We don't care where it's from. We don't care who the company is. You need to put that this is a 2048.
I'm looking at the label right now.
Yeah,
it says 580 2048.
It's not the same as a 588 gig. It's technically like a 578 gig.
So it looks like we have an all-white motherboard, which the aesthetics are not bad. I will be honest here. We have a Team Group drive, so that's name brand. Team Group RAM, which is name brand. So it should be 32 gigs of DDR4 memory. That CPU, okay, I just noticed something here. Did you see this, Jonah? Sleeve cable, ketchup and mustard for the CPU power. That is,
They ran out of sleeve cable.
That's crazy
It is.
talk.
It's weird because they definitely have the room for it.
What is going on? This is a
Oh my
blast from the
gosh.
past.
Look at that. Nice little Molex train, but there's not really points deducted there. It does make it toward the RGB is kind of proprietary. Well, I say kind of, it really is.
100% is.
And it just uses a reset switch. I gotta say, it's not a bad looking board, and for it being an A520, we do get 2 4-pins for the CPU. There's no VRM covers, that's typical A520. So we know we got ketchup and mustard. What's your all's guess? What brand and wattage?
It's probably be Vipertech something, 500 watts. But also, I don't know, because
I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, I'll say 5.
Oh yeah, it probably is gonna be. I forgot that they kind of brand their stuff, just like their 580 2048s. It is Vipertech, and it is. No, it's a 700 watt. It's an ATX CH700W.
You know, I said in the intro the full list of specs, and I did say it was a 700 watt power supply. Now I take that back. So to verify, there's the 700 watt power supply that is inside there. Okay, well, airflow-wise, RGB fans are in the positions I would put them. I will say this basement has no ventilation right here, so these like intake fans on the bottom, I don't know where they're getting air from. I mean, there are holes to get into the basement, but it's not really gonna do that much. Intake up top, one in the back. It's fine. I mean, it's the traditional like fish tank style case. Exhaust up top, sorry.
I mean, honestly, and for how low powered this build's gonna be.
It doesn't need it. I doubt we're having any overheating issues. It's just some weird choices, like the CPU power not having a
I mean, it's
cable.
Honestly, props to them for even doing this, like the quote-unquote ugly side they made proper. So.
Okay, well, let's plug it up and see what it looks like. I imagine bad.
I gotta say, when it's all white,
It's
it's
pretty
kind of a
pretty
looker.
clean. So the whole review thing, I guess the only thing we can really do is game on it and make sure it works for us. If we have issues, obviously we will be able to reaffirm all those bad reviews, but well, really test the CPU running low settings, but this should test the CPU a lot. But we are running DX12, which, as you can tell, still maxing out that RX 580 2048, or if you guys don't know, I like to give the history lesson here. The 580 2048 has the same amount of stream processors as an RX 570, so therefore it should just be an RX 570, but they labeled it a 580. So it's basically an RX 570, so just keep that in mind. But every single time we test these cards, as long as they're paired with a decent CPU, you should have no problems getting, say, 90 to 100 FPS. I imagine this 120 we're getting right now is because there's nothing going on. It's probably gonna be more like 90-ish FPS because we are at 100%, 99% experience where you have to agree to all the Microsoft's terms. See, we got a few more kills. Everything was running pretty smooth, no major crashes or anything like that. So I'm gonna have Jackson play some Call of Duty, which is obvious.
The CPU just seems like it's not doable. The CPU just seems like it's not able to fully boost and everything like it should because of this motherboard. And on top of that, we're also having, oh my god, get up and I felt like it was around the corner. And on top of that, you know, this 580 2048, basically 570, just, you know, they're not the greatest card these days. We've barely even been building with these cards anymore because they're almost unusable unless you know exactly what you're going to be playing.
This is one of those games. Yeah, it's not one of these games.
But, you know, on the cool side, though, with just PC in general, it is playable, which is cool. I definitely would not consider it even close to like a competitive experience, but, you know, if this is your first PC, you can definitely play the game. All right, we're gonna play the long game here. You're done, bud.
Is he just disconnecting? Like, what's happening? What was the goal there, buddy? Stay trippy.
And they don't disclose that, and then we kind of think it's a weird pairing overall.
We have seen this spec range before, and actually fairly recently on that Amazon PC, the Cyclone. It was the RX 580 with the Ryzen 7 2700, and at that price, I think it was around $497. It was good bang for buck. There wasn't any major issues going on there, but this one with the motherboard holding back the CPU and just some of the of its